dig it? Can you dig it?
Ladies, gentlemen, friends, foes, lurkers, regulars, GMO people, organic people.
Boiler room. Inbound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Welcome to the Boiler Room. It's great to have you with us tonight. We are streaming out live on alternatecurrentradio.com. Visit our website, alternatecurrentradio.com, for all things Boiler Room, Sunday Wire, Daily Ruckus, Mystical American Patriot Society, the Odd Man Out podcast, and much more. And yes, I'm your host. My call sign is Hesher. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brian McLean, broadcasting live out of Central Texas. It's wonderful to be here with you on this September the 25th, 2025. We got a great show lined up for you. It looks as though the right-left divide, the whole red pill, blue pill politics thing is, really reached fevered heights lately. We've got all kind of stuff to talk about tonight. Of course, the nation and the world is still trying to make sense of the events we saw 2 weeks ago with Charlie Kirk. And is there a lot of pretty much a full spectrum, right? Full spectrum information warfare happening on this one. We've got internet sleuths picking up breadcrumb trails. We've got wannabe internet sleuths picking up conspiracy candy. We've got a whole bunch of ankle-biting new conspiracy theorists out there doing their best to do the Ian Carroll style videos and get some traction. And because this topic is so prominent, a lot of them are getting traction. So there's a lot of stuff flying around. A lot of it, frankly, is garbage. It's getting easier to tell when people are falling for conspiracy candy. But I can't blame them for falling for it because, a lot of it is very tasty candy. But anyways, we'll get into all that as we bring our guests into the show. I seem to have lost one of them in the green room here. So hopefully Pharaoh will find his way back into the broadcast here. What else we got going on? Tell you what, let's just bring everybody on here. We're going to start with Ruckus. Ruckus is joining us now. There's a Ruckus among us here in the Boiler Room. Ruckus, welcome back to the Boiler Room. Good to see you, man. I was going to bring Pharaoh in first so you could finish that up, but he disappeared.
Finish what up? Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, finish what?
I'm not doing anything.
We're ready to go. We start ready to go. We wake up ready to go.
What, did you think I was like posting something on social media that could possibly get me arrested if I happen to be living in the UK? Because guilty as charged. But yeah, no, everything's good. A shout out to social media feeds. If you follow us on Facebook and X/Twitter, make sure you like and share those notifications. Of course, you could always join the Discord server where that's the best place to get the notification, to be completely honest. The people in the Discord have already been hanging out in the Discord, waiting now for at least 15 minutes, having a good time, sharing GIFs, yucking it up, getting ready for the show, the pre-party. So if you're not in there, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah, go ahead and follow me, as it says on AC. That's really nice. Is that something new? That's cool. I'm impressed. Flare. Now, is that through the streaming service that we're using?
Yeah.
They need a dark mode. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we got that. I can hook you up.
Okay, yeah, because every time it changes the color of my shirt. Watch, I can make it go away. See, my shirt changes back to normal black because it's the glare off of the white screen that I'm looking at up there on that thing. Anyways, it's good to be here. There's a lot of fascinating, interesting stuff. A lot of the same old, and a lot of holy moly, did not see that coming kind of things this week. I'm glad to be here to talk about it. I haven't even been on Weaponized News yet this week. I'm going to be on there tomorrow night with Sam Chaney. So shout out to Sam Chaney, Weaponized News. So this is my first appearance this week in Clown World 2025, the week of whatever today's date is, September 25th, 2025. So this should be fun, Hesher. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got this tonight. You got Weaponized News tomorrow. We'll have Sunday Wire on Sunday. So we'll pack it in near the tail end of the week here. Let's bring Mystical Pharaoh aboard. Mystical Pharaoh, welcome to the Boiler Room. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Looking like you got the right vibe there for the show tonight.
I was asking on the green room, what do I get as a background? I think I found one.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll do, man. That'll do. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. Did our best to start kind of on time-ish this week so we can get you to bed
Appreciate
at
it,
a
man.
reasonable time tonight, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. Let's welcome the one, the only, the ever so lovely Spore to the Boiler Room here. Spore, what's up? Welcome to the Boiler Room. How goes it?
I think it's going pretty good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to see you. What's your X handle, by the way?
Jeez.
Is it
Quiz
ACR
me on-
Rejects?
Let me look.
We got to get that set up.
It's weird. It's at Spore 33.
3327.
Yeah,
It was like-
33. Spore, what's up with the 33?
Yeah, well, apparently, I mean, this is Tesla's like hotel room back in the day. It was 3327, and I chose this back in like 2011. So.
All right.
It's just some kind of predictive programming, Spore.
Yes.
Yeah, really?
Is there 33 in there? Oh, there is 33 in there.
No wonder Elon chose
There's
Tesla. I get it.
33.
All right. Well, Spore, let's get right to it. What are we going to use tonight for the icebreaker?
Well, does anybody have a headache?
I do. I could sure use an aspirin, perhaps. Or is that
Oh,
the
we only
wrong
have
thing?
Tylenol here.
Oh, Tylenol. Right. We're on Tylenol this week, everybody.
Very much so. I don't even really know like how to present this because I've just seen a lot of social media posts about what RFK said. Apparently, he said that Tylenol leads to autism, and this has upset a certain portion of the population very much. And there's been a lot of posts showing things that are like, well, it's like very clear. They say the left is taking excessive amounts of Tylenol in protest of RFK's comment. And now there are posts that people are like overdosing on Tylenol, including pregnant women. But I haven't found any like really verifiable evidence of it. I'm not saying it's not true.
Well, Spore,
yeah.
I got. I don't know if you can see the screen, but I got you hooked up here. I've got an article up here from demstate.com. Never heard of it, but the headline is "Multiple American Nurses Report Surge in Women Overdosing on Tylenol." So,
yeah, I know. I did see that article. There's really not that much to it though. Like, and I can't just assume it's verifiable.
Yeah, the social media seems to be where it's all going down, right?
Yeah. But I think it's very likely that it's true. Because people will do insane things when they're out of their minds and really stupid.
Yeah. Let me play this example here. As far as the social media evidence, this is posted from an account. This is from Wall Street Apes reposting a video from Nicole.Sirotek. Let's see what she has to say.
So it's about, going to be 6 a.m. finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol. And she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody. Somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out. And she's going to die. It's going to be, let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death, is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the 3 most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so I don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal? And now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either. And it's just so sad because he has to make the choice of them going and trying to emergency deliver this baby, and the baby may not survive. The baby's going to spend a long time in the NICU. Hopefully the baby will survive. And remember, guys, preemies have complications even if they do survive. I didn't ask him if he had more children. So, I mean, let's say this woman they have more children. They lost their mother. Baby's not going to grow up with the mom. He lost his whole life if this baby dies too. All because of TikTok challenges, guys. Everybody wants, well, not everybody, but maybe these crazy liberal women. They literally hate Trump so bad that she killed herself and her baby potentially. I'm just I don't even have words for this because it's such a waste of life. It's such a waste of life. This was a preventable situation. This situation didn't even have to exist. It wasn't like she woke up and was in a car accident, a freak car accident, or something fell off a building and killed her. She willfully did this herself. So I don't know. What are you guys saying? I've got to stay off TikTok because that's all the nonsense that I keep seeing right now. And I'm going to try and hopefully finish my workout in my Hello Kitty sweatpants now that I'm done helping. Well, I mean, probably not done helping this guy. He keeps calling. But I don't know. Pray for these people, folks. Pray for them.
I mean,
there you go. There's one piece of anecdotal evidence about this.
that
And
seems pretty real to me.
Yeah.
Jesus. I honestly can't understand that frame of mind where you would take a bunch of any pills at one time to prove something. Against a statement, especially somebody carrying a baby.
Yeah, well, I want to know if it's true, because people in the chat want to know if it's true. Celdest Sex says Chick is lying. I think people were posting taking a pill on TikTok, but nobody's downing Tylenol to spite Trump. This is such BS. I don't know. I might I see why you might think that, but I would maybe beg to differ because I did look at TikTok and there is a TikTok challenge going on this. And there are people at least doing performative TikToks, taking Tylenols and stuff like that. So even if Nicole here is making this up, and I don't know much about her, they make it sound like she's a nurse. So maybe one of our Boiler Room Social Reject Internet sleuths wants to look into this and let us know. But yeah, it is definitely trending on the TikTok, and it will definitely seep into the smooth brains of some of the TikTok brained people out there, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there's also this certain part of the population that have kids with autism, and it's they don't want to feel like it was their fault for taking Tylenol while they're pregnant, you know? And there's, I mean, I guess that's the thing is like there's so many factors involved that could create autism to say like specifically Tylenol
Yeah,
is
we live in like a world of poisons, right? The sky,
seriously,
the earth,
yeah.
the food,
The
everything's fucking
vaccines, I mean,
poison.
all how many vaccines do they have to have before like the age of 4? It's like 60 or something like that. Like,
Hmm.
and to be like, it's, oh, you know, Tylenol's the one that's making this happen. It's like a little bit, that statement is, it's kind of pokey. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of a broad focus on something that could lead to maybe some health ailments, but kids are bombarded with them, bombarded with toxins.
I mean, they can't even get out of the birthing room without getting a Hep B shot usually. So, it's like where do we start where does the control group start if every little baby is, jabbed with that one?
Right.
Yeah, crazy stuff. What do you think, Pharaoh? Is this a real thing? Are we seeing clickbait? What's your take on this?
Well, my take is anybody that actually read the caution statement on Tylenol or even understand just the danger of acetaminophen, and that actually the maximum dose. It's really very interesting stories actually. If you take the history of Tylenol was pharma, because that campaign, the company that produced Tylenol, um, there is a Chicago murder. I don't know if you guys know the story or not. Basically, people start dying because someone was lacing Tylenol with arsenic back in 1987 or something like that. And that company basically built a marketing campaign. You know what? This is, it is not our fault, but guess what? We're gonna take charge, and we're gonna come up with a new safety measure, and that's how the safety cap and some of the and the way they start packaging those has changed, right? And they took charge and they built a big campaign around that, and it drove their reputation up. However, what was also at the same time, that same company basically pushed for approval of Tylenol, especially the high doses one, the extended release, as well as the max, which is very close to the safety margin. So any medicine or any device that you put in the market, you usually try to have like a large safety margin, meaning like if something goes wrong because of dosing, right? If someone does a mistake, right? There is still enough safety measure that that person is not going to die, right? Or nothing bad is going to happen to them. However, that is not the case with Tylenol. Actually, Tylenol dosing is very close to the danger dose. And there is horror stories of young people dying because they overdosed on Tylenol. The issue is not even the overdosing of Tylenol. The issue is there are some other medication that has amphetamines. So you have a cold, you go pop a Tylenol, and then you go take another cold medicine that has acetaminophen in it. So then you get the combined dose from these two, and you end up with a liver failure, right? So basically, again, there is a lot of stories about that out there of liver damage for younger people as well as older people. So I question those people if they are really popping those Tylenol, if they are not really ending up with something bad, right? So yeah, maybe they will pop one or so, right? But again, I think what we're trying, independent from whether it's true or not, what they are doing, there is two things of this. Is number one, the Trump administration and Junior coming out, right, and pushing for here you go, uh, expected, right? We're gonna
Yeah.
a bunch of people with liver damage that we have to pay for them because of their stupidity with our tax money, I guess, to fix them. But so there is two things we shouldn't forget here. The first one is from the Trump administration, right? So this whole thing, right? Remember, they were like, we're investigating the root cause of autism, and we're going in September, we're going to release that report and all this, like, propaganda, right? And here they are, the report coming out, oh yeah, Tylenol causes this, right? Which is complete bogus, right? Tylenol can amplify this, right? But are there any other components or any other medications or hashtag vaccines, right, that pharma produce that also causes autism, right? They completely dodge that, right? And they focus this whole thing around Tylenol, right? So that's number one, right? And nobody's talking about this. That is it, like completely like pushed away vaccine accountability. And then a few days before that, Trump doubled down on warp speed. You remember, like, he was doubting warp speed. Like, he came out and said, this is the best thing that ever happened. It saved thousands and millions of lives, right? So it's a completely like bullshit campaign from the right, number one. Two, the left, because the state we're in, right, bunch of morons and dumbasses on the other side, right? They take something that's being said, and you know what? Fuck that guy. We're gonna try to show he's stupid, right? And while you're doing that, you're showing that you are even fucking more stupid, right? And you don't realize that until you end up in the ER, like one of those people. Not just that, it shows the state of selfishness that is really very big part of this movement, especially on the left and those among those liberal women, that it is all about, I want a virtue signal, and it doesn't matter who the fuck am I gonna hurt, even if that includes my own child and my baby that I'm carrying, right? There is no woman, it's even Tylenol themselves, right? The company that produce it, there is a warning label for, if you're pregnant, don't take it, right? And there is even, actually, they commented on some woman tweet and saying, oh, thank you for the statement, but we don't recommend pregnant women to take it, right? How idiotic you need that to be. If you have that tweet, you can pull it up. But again, like, it shows the state of these people. All what they care about is virtue signaling, right? I want to appear that, but I don't care about anybody else, which is sad state. But it's a good reflective of state of the union we're in right now. We have two factor of our society shouting at each other, demonizing at each other, right? One side saying, I have a collage of tweets of right-wing influencers that saying it is time to declare a national emergency because of the radical left violence, right? And they are calling themselves right-wing people, i.e. constitution aligned people, right? And they are calling for a national emergency. It's not that we never learned what happened when we call national emergency, right? Let's suspend all our rights, right? And give the government free check so that we can stop the left-wing violence. It's sad, man. It is really sad. Sorry for going on a big rant, but
No,
just...
no, it's necessary, man. Here's the well, here's people reposting the original post from Tylenol there. They say, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. But this has just gotten very messy here, man. This has turned into an absolute mess. Ruckus, what do you think here, man? Is this really happening, or are we being being dragged around by the nose here?
Is which part of it really happening? Is Tylenol
Is it being
only
overblown?
causing...
Is it being overhyped? Or
like,
do you think this is an actual form of protest? I mean, after today, I would think people like actually doing it might stop, but I would hope.
I think people are very, very silly, and TikTok is very, very silly. And you put those two things together, and we just have silliness all over the place. TikTok is something that this program has been tracking for a while as far as the silliness is concerned, the viral trends. Remember discussions about the people who like, this is the last selfie before I died because I died taking a selfie. Remember that stuff? This is it blows my. I wonder, y'all, are the Tylenol taking TikTokers thrilled? Are they pleased as punch about the news that Donald Trump has saved their precious TikTok, or are they now going to be running for the hills? What are these people going to do once they feel that Trump and his ilk are involved in the mix here? Is that pissing in their punch bowl? I wonder. I don't know about this. By the way, that was a terrible, heart-wrenching story about the real life example that you read there, Spore. But I would like to let everybody know that yours truly, Ruckus, your boy, is also a preemie. I am like a March of Dimes baby or whatever. I was born prematurely, thrown in one of those incubator things, and left to cook for a while, make sure before I was removed from that box. And here we are. And I turned out okay.
They
Sort
put
of.
your egg in the incubator and you hatched? Man, that's adorable.
It was that's at least what they say. Apparently I came out and I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck like I was trying to hang myself or something. But who knew?
You try to abstain yourself in the womb.
Yep. I don't know. The whole Tylenol thing is ridiculous to me. Those types of people that do that, this rage, like I'm about to do it just because Trump said. I'm like, first of all, Trump's not a doctor. Second of all, the people popping these pills for the most part are also not doctors. I think I saw that a couple of them may have been like some sort of nurses or something, but they're also not doctors. They're also, none of these people involved are pharmaceutical makers, chemists, or what are those people called that actually make the pills and then sell it to you? Pharmacists. Thank you. Fancy word, I know. That's with a PH apparently, not an F. Who knew? They have no leg to stand on when it comes to these type of things. And when you're putting stuff inside your body, as we experienced, I don't know, what was that, approximately 2 weeks ago, 5 years ago now, or so. Or actually more like 4, because that's when they rolled out with the clot shots. I can say clot shots on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for allowing me to say clot shots now.
Thanks, guys.
That's really cool. Maybe we'll talk about that. I'm not surprised. People do stupid shit. But this is coming from the same group of people, I would like to let everybody know, remind them, that got pissed off, angry, and screamed that Donald Trump should not be suggesting to people to drink chlorine bleach, which he didn't really do. But yet they were giving the impression, this idea. I don't remember seeing any TikTok videos of people drinking bleach. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe. But these are the same types of people who would be pissed off if Trump were to suggest doing something. But yeah, look, he says, oh, yeah, no, it's totally, this is not safe for you. Don't do this. And they do the exact opposite. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wonder how much of it is real. Nobody involved with any of this reporting that I'm aware of has actually done some hardcore vetting and made sure these are actual real life TikTokers doing this, or whether or not this was just some bizarre AI generated content that is just there to induce rage and be discussed on programs such as this. That's always a possibility because it is 2025. You know how you avoid all of this kind of shit, by the way, folks, is you do what I do. You just don't take any fucking pills. All right.
That's right.
Pills, whether it's Tylenol or aspirin over the counter. Look, I think there's a website that keeps track of 24,000 different over the counter and prescription medications available for the world to enjoy or not enjoy, as the case, where I prefer to just walk around with an umbrella and not touch the shit. Pills are for pill poppers. I'm not a pill popper, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to avoid all this, right, Pharaoh?
Yeah, I don't even remember when was the last time I took one of those. I was just saying in the chat, like when I actually I feel like I have some kind of infection that I can't find naturally. I found this pills. Basically, it's oregano oil, mix of oregano oil and black seed oil.
Mm-hmm.
I popped 2 of those before bed, and next day I'm like pretty solid.
Yeah. So many other ways to go about it, right?
That's right. But for the TikTok deal, though, like, maybe that Trump today signed that deal, so hopefully that will save the TikTok algorithm, especially after Oracle is going to oversee it now.
Right? Yeah, I don't know, man. People are noticing changes over there at the old
Mm,
TikTok. The okay, first off, um if this was RFKJ's biggest goal he thought he could get in reducing autism, wow, it fits right in with the Trump administration thus far. Like, this is really the best you got. I mean, we've seen maybe one or two or three, just a handful of positive stories about the COVIDian era where people are, getting their jobs back or winning a lawsuit or, collecting damages from a loved one that died from this, that, or the other. But nothing, there's so many open goals in that 2 to 3 year stretch between 2020 and 2023. Shit, up till now. And like, really? Like, this this administration was like, we're going to fix the medical stuff, we're going to make health great again, we're going to release the Epstein files, we're going to end the war in Ukraine. What else? I got a giant list somewhere of promises. And this is apparently the delivery on one of the Maha promises. You got to be kidding me. Get out of here with this. Like we were saying, we've got babies being jabbed with Hep B shots the second they open their eyes. We've got so many different problems. Like, again, here's a Cell Day right here. It's kind of echoing me, I think, or maybe I'm echoing Cell. I feel like them tying vaccines to only autism is suspect. Why don't they look at vaccines and cancer and autoimmune disease? It's like they only focus on autism for some reason. That's the other, like, meta factor of this. It's like, why do they only focus on autism? Because you know why? I can answer that. Because whose emotional heartstrings are pulled the hardest over autism? Young parents of young babies and people that know them and people that have had babies and people, you know what I mean? So many people empathize with that. So it's like, never mind the 13-year-old who's got lupus or, chronic eczema or chronic asthma, all these different things, right? Like, never mind all that. We can really pull on your heartstrings with the autism thing, especially since we all know how much that number has spiked, which, by the way, coincides with a lot of big pharma products and a lot of processed food products hitting the market. Also spikes in line with the glyphosate entering the food supply in the late 60s. So, yeah, I just feel like it's so disingenuous to only focus on autism, make it about babies. This also reinforces the bogus line that it's somehow an inherited thing, right? It actually muddies that because they're saying it's this particular over the counter product. Get out of here with that. And let's see here. I was going to shout out that Johnson and Johnson is the owner of that, but Pamela Drew, what's up, came in and got even a little more specific. It's made by Kenvue, a company spun off from Johnson and Johnson just a couple of years ago. So it's been a J&J product for all that time. But yeah, so the whole conversation, same with the, where's the outrage and conversation over mRNA experimental stuff? I mean, at least with Tylenol, you have an insert that, tells you not to take it if you're pregnant, tells you how many to take, warns you to check the other medications you're taking and all that stuff. You know why? Because it's been around for a long time. It does help people. So this whole thing is stupid, and it's so stupid. We're even getting mean comments. Kurzweil in our Rumble chat says this segment about Tylenol is ridiculously dumb. Don't be clowns. We're not being clowns. We're just reporting what we're seeing in the feeds this week, my friend. Can't help you if it appears clownish, because it appears clownish to us as well. So I don't know. It is what it is, my friend. Okay, I see we've got a lot of health people in chats here. A lot of people talking about their alternatives to things like this. So, there's a lot of resources out
We
there
could
for
have
you.
avoided all this. It would have been great. There was this guy who was running for president on the independent ticket, but he was heavily involved with he was against vaccines and the
Yeah.
mRNA jabs and stuff. What the fuck was that guy's name?
I don't know. Where did he go? There was a guy
He
that
had Junior in his name.
There's a guy that kind
somehow.
of looks like him that hangs out with Rabbi Shmuley a lot, but he doesn't seem to sound the same as he used to.
Do you notice what was the very first thing that he was known for doing as soon as he was part of the current administration? Bobby Kennedy Jr., that is.
Sex
Oh, yeah.
scandal.
What?
His sex scandal.
No, I mean like in the public light as this is the new face, this is the new leader of health, of Maha and everything, was that freaking crazy awkward picture of him cramped on the plane eating the McDonald's hamburger. Looking like he was a deer caught in the headlights. That was the Jeffrey Epstein picture right there, everybody.
Deer caught in the headlights, or like a bear that had been run over, perhaps.
Well, guys, at least we got Coke to use real cane sugar.
Is that so? We
Oh,
don't have to
sure.
just get the Mexican Coca-Cola now
No,
to
you
get
don't
real
have to
cane
get
sugar?
now. You can actually get fat from real cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Great. Well, thanks. I don't drink that stuff, but I guess some people do. But you know what's messed up about that, Pharaoh, is like a lot of people that drink the normal stuff, especially the diet ones, they will still buy that anyways. Like there's so many of their customers that aren't even caring or looking at, they want some of that aspartame or some of that fake sugar that will reduce their blood brain barrier, so they can get the Alzheimer's like early in life.
Yeah, it's it was such a this whole Maha thing was such a disappointment. I mean,
What a grift.
it's really like a lot of people are just pissed, right? Because as Rakas was saying, they watered down like this administration. Everything he promised just either broke it or just watered it down to nothing. So
No, we got the JFK assassination files. He did the audit on the Fort Knox thing. He ended the war in Russia. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he did 7 wars, dude. Didn't you hear?
he ended 7 wars, and now he's saying that Ukraine can win the war if just Europe continue supporting them and they buy our liquid gas.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
But the economy's great.
Oh yeah,
it was great, man.
The jobs are doing well. Unemployment is down, unless you're Ruckus or Hasher,
or like the actual everybody else, because the population.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn fucking robots. Let's all you. Hey, the robots are replacing people. You know what we should do? Let's warp speed that in on everybody. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we got the disclosure on JFK finally, right? I mean, that would certainly save us from. Oh wait, hold on. Why are we seeing clips like this?
I would like to actually tell the American people it was made aware to me this evening that NBC actually has a video that's never been seen before. We're actually going to be sending a letter requesting that from NBC because it allegedly shows Oswald near the vehicle when the assassination took place, which means that he couldn't have been the shooter. So again, we're tracking down all this information. But look, there's even a CIA document that came out that Mr. Morley pointed out that actually said that the CIA never bought the lone gunman theory. And so I think the American people had an inclination as to what we were saying, but we never had the hard evidence until now. And so it's important to note that in a free and fair society, how could you operate or have an agency operating in the shadows? And so kudos to President Trump, also Director Radcliffe and Tulsi Gabbard for pushing for this transparency. It is going to be generational changing that they've done this. And we hope to bring forward legislation to ensure that this never happens again for future generations to come.
You're saying NBC has been keeping this tape of Oswald under wraps?
Interesting timing, isn't it? So what are we? I thought this was already wrapped up, guys. Was it? I guess this was not wrapped up, and we're gonna just trade one magic bullet for another magic bullet this week. Is that the shell game I'm smelling here?
It's the crazy far left news media, Hesher. They're covering up the JFK assassination. This is this perfect. This is fucking great. I did not see this one coming. Literally, this is freaking wild, man. Let me guess. They're gonna find. Like, we have some new evidence. Apparently, they found a shell casing on the scene, and it had engraved in there the shooter's motive, and he's some sort of weird furry transgender guy back then. Who knew that was a thing back then? But apparently, it was. And he was registered as a Democrat, although being a Democrat back then meant something completely different. Don't worry about that, folks. Just know that he was some crazy guy on the left. And wow, and NBC, how dare you? We should probably shut down all the left-leaning news outlets, all of them. We should have state propaganda, official news only from the White House and only from X. That would solve everything. There we go. I called it. I see the future.
I can't even believe Fox is. I guess they got nothing better to do than and to bring on Luna for that. It's just like, oh, okay,
She's such a grifter.
dude.
Like,
I do not get it.
She hits my gag reflex now whenever I see
dude,
her.
yeah, it's just all of them. This is just this. Yeah.
Seriously, man. After that last trip of senators, state senators, and state representatives congressional representatives going to Israel and watching their social media posts afterward, I'm just like, I'm sorry. This Capitol Hill, you're taken. You're not functioning properly. Sorry. What was that, like maybe 10? There's like 10 people on Capitol Hill, Senate and Congress, that aren't taking money from another country, taking trips to the other country. Just ridiculous. Yeah, sorry to say we have nothing but ridiculousness to look at in the news. Let's see. What's up, Silvertail? Thank you for this comment. Silvertail says, I would like to say all this autism speak as a dad of an autistic, now young man. If you ain't touched, just shut the fuck up. What I mean by that is you have no life experience. So why? I appreciate that comment, and it resonates with me as well. I have a very close friend who I used to live with, who was a occupational therapist, and that job was so complicated. It was so complicated. Like, I never thought I would have to teach a 120-pound woman how to do like grappling maneuvers and stuff like that just to get through her work day. So even my experience is very, very light, and that's one of the reasons I brought this up, because it's just like, this is being politicized, and this is something that should not be political. It's medical. It's to do with whatever causes it, and I believe that could be sussed out if we had an honest medical industrial complex and an honest media complex that really cared about people. But we all know that's not what we have. So appreciate the comment.
To an addendum to what you just said about how it's politicized, it would be real easy to understand how, if this news came, if they were doing this in the previous administration, they would come out and say, we found the cause of autism, it's climate change. And I'm not even kidding. They would try to do that sort of thing. So you'll also notice that this news was immediately in conjunction with the fact that the FDA has announced that they are moving forward with a new treatment that they're going to push on the kids that do have autism. And lo and behold, what a shock. It's some sort of repurposed chemotherapy drug.
Or an mRNA shot.
No, it's a repurposed chemo thing.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's the same thing that they always do. They always do. And,
right.
And I imagine that if they actually spent some time and research and real science investigating the true cause of this, I'm guessing that yes, it's related to some sort of medication, but it's probably not necessarily exclusively linked to Tylenol, if that is indeed even involved. I think Tylenol was the patsy in this story personally, but it is what it is.
Very much so. Very much so. Every story seems to need a patsy these days, because if you don't have an immediate patsy to go right with it, you can't tickle the confirmation bias of those that you want to support you, and you can't outrage those that you want to be outraged, and
It
that's
could
really where
also
it all
be
hits.
considered. This is not good news for the makers of Tylenol either, by the way.
Well, the makers of Tylenol, just like the makers of a couple of other experimental drugs, right? If we're talking about J&J, we come up with a couple other names there, Pfizer. Um, they all should not be making products and selling products to people right now. Like that's the real elephant in the room here. We're talking about a company that participated in what happened in 2021, 2020 and 2021. And they were the ones that got pulled off the market first, if I recall. J&J was the first one to have their product pulled. Was it the only one? I feel like there was one more. The one that started with the M had it pulled in UK, I think.
AstraZeneca was the first one.
AstraZeneca, then J&J. Yep. I think AstraZeneca was in Europe and J&J was here.
Yep.
But I mean, again, that's the open goal for Maha, if such a thing existed, would be that. And then on to the normal schedule, right? On to the normal jab schedule. And stop this incessant circle jerk process of their control group, their peer reviewed studies, right? We know that's a scam. We know that's a grift. It looks really good. It sounds really good, but when you get into who's funding them and stuff like that, you discover the grift. There's plenty of books about this that you can read specifics on. I would recommend Dissolving Illusions personally as a good starting point. But yeah, the fact that, and I've said this over and over again for the last, 9 months, when's that going to happen? Apparently it's never going to happen because we need to just, patsy out Tylenol and, say, oh, hey, we cured autism. Everybody's so worried about autism. We cured it. All right. You're not going to tell us what actually caused it, but you're going to say you cured it by, are they going to am I to expect that Tylenol is going to be removed from the market? What's RFKJ's actual plan here? Was it just this? Is
We
it
always get a label. They'll just select the U.S. federal government Surgeon General has determined that pregnant women should not take this product. I'm just taking a wild guess. I'm probably 99.99% correct.
right? They didn't actually fire Jimmy Kimmel. They didn't actually go after AstraZeneca or J&J, or they didn't. None of that. They didn't actually release the Epstein files. They didn't actually resolve J6. Everything that we were told was going to happen, we've gotten just this like powder puff sort of like girls softball pitch media event that's pretty much based around social media. And I think that's one of the most phantasmagorical things about this is just this all exists in our doom scroll. This exists in our doom scroll. Unless you know someone like this, and if you do, send us an email. This just exists as a narrative in the mind. And it has to be political. And it has to be attached to people that you support or people that you dislike greatly. Where else did we think we were going to be in 2025, right? Arguing about whether Tylenol is responsible for what we've seen. Insane. Yeah, good question. Look at this one. Cell's got some good ones. Why can't they focus on tinnitus? 3 years nonstop now, right? We have a really good friend, a close friend of the show, who had that for like 2.5 years, like almost the same amount of time. And it's like just living in hell from what he tells us. So yeah, that is, I'm sorry you're going through that. We've heard how not fun that is. Okay, let's see. What other clownish weird shit is going on in the media? I'm glad we got you gave me a good segue in there for the JFK swapping one magic bullet for another bullet. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That magic bullet better have writing on it or I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Did you see the Babylon Bee today? They were like, ammunition makers made a new bullet that can fit more words on it. And it was just this big fat like scroll. It looked like a 40 millimeter or something.
I hope nobody out there thinks that type of a casing could be fired through any, it's not real, folks. It's fake.
Yeah, you want to know what is real though? Oh, you know what is real? I said that a little fast. You want to know what is real though is Kristi Noem and other people from our government, other senators, have gone to Israel and scribed messages on big bombs that they dropped in Gaza as part of the genocide over there. So that
And they use quotes from Mortal Kombat like "finish them."
Yeah. Yep. Fatality. Hello, signed Kristi Noem. That kind of stuff. You can find pictures of it. I'm not making that up. That's a thing. So it's cool, I guess, when
Is that
Kristi
the same
Noem
one that
does it.
shot the dog? Or
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to do the hard things in life, Old Yeller and all.
She did not get a fair shake on South Park. That's all I gotta say.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, we got multiple people that have had tinnitus. Izzy's had it too. Yep. Too many gigs and owning a Sony Walkman. Been there, done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. I have it too. It's annoying as F.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it from this stupid thing in my ear.
Yeah.
I got it from. I was sewing concrete and I didn't wear ear protection, so don't do that, guys.
You were doing what without protection?
Concrete.
Cutting concrete.
So big power tools, like we're using like a jackhammer or something?
Like a concrete saw.
Oh crap, man. Yeah. That
A
makes
high-pitched noise, right?
That makes some decibels right there.
Yeah.
Shatter glass and shit.
There's walk on. I got tinnitus from shooting without ear pro. Damn me. Yeah, I've done that too, man. You only have to do that once before you become a ear pro Nazi. Ruckus knows. I've got like 100 pairs of ear pro in my bag.
I have to use earbuds in the house sometimes because the barking dogs are too loud.
Yeah, dude. Noise canceling earbuds are good for that. So I don't normally like to do this, but I think we need to talk about Alex Jones. We're just gonna try to keep it brief, but
I was really hoping this wasn't real, but it's real.
It is. I'm afraid. This is Jones's latest PR maneuver today. I got a picture on screen here for those of you watching the video. He says, I am officially joining the Democratic Party as of today. In celebration of their wonderful work, I have now adopted a hairstyle that matches their policies. And for you audio listeners, he has what you might refer to as a tiny mustache.
Like
oh boy.
Tiny, like you need a magnifying glass to see it, or
tiny, like from people from history, various historical leaders.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So like Elon Musk's salute kind of.
Kanye West friend.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't good.
Yeah. So, I hate to do this, but I'll let Alex explain this himself. Here's what he's doing.
So I don't know. Maybe I should, for a while, just as a social experiment, keep the mustache. Well, what's everybody think? I kind of like my goatee beard. I've been just kind of experimenting. Everybody asked what that look was I had before. Who's the Marvel comic guy that has the knives that comes out of his hand? Like a wolf or Wolverine, yeah. So my hair is gray all right here and still brown here. So I figured I'd shave down from where it was brown, white. Remember, I did that for a while and it had that white and then into brown. People kind of thought that was interesting style. That was just me shaving and let's see what that looks like. And this morning, again, I was about 5:30. I had complaints that my beard is prickly. And And then I should, condition it, which I never do. So I'm conditioning it in the shower and all the rest of it. And then I'm going to trim it. I get the clipper out, and I'm zzz, and Mushu, the ragdoll cat, jumps up in between me, give me a kiss, hits it, and he goes right down. I was like, oh my God. So I go, well, I got to cut my beard off. So I cut the beard off. I'm going to go with a mustache. And again, I was going to go hike with my workout partner, Sean Johnson. He saw it, started laughing. He said, he couldn't quit laughing. And I go, what? And he goes, dude, you look like a pedo. It's ridiculous. He goes, you got to cut that off. He goes, here, let's call my fiance up and see what she thinks. So he FaceTimes her. She goes, yeah, you lose it. And I said, all right, well, because we were going to hike around my house today. There's a big green belt there. I said, let me go in the bathroom. He goes, wait, don't. Go Hitler. At least let me see it. It'd be a great stunt as a joke. Started thinking, I was like, yeah, like a social experiment. Maybe just do it for a few days. And I go trim it, walk back out of the bathroom. He goes, damn, no, we got to take this stash back, call it the Jones now. This is a good looking mustache. He goes, you ought to keep that. So that's how this happens. I may keep this for 6 months, actually, because I'm already the devil. I'm already Satan. I'm already all these things I never did. And also, I've never supported Hitler. And I oppose all forms of totalitarian systems. I don't think Hitler is the worst totalitarian in history, but he's right up there in the top 3 or 4.
So the cat did it. It was the cat's fault. That's how Alex ended up with a Hitler stash, and he's going to rock it. He's going to stick with it for a little bit. I mean, Ruckus, what could go wrong?
That would be like me coming on camera and I'm wearing like women's makeup, like the full thing, like eyeshadow and lipstick and everything, right? And it's because I say, well, look, folks, here's how it happened, is because occasionally, and this is a true story, I do own a small amount of men's makeup, because when I was doing the TNT thing, I would have to hide like blemishes on my face and shit. So I would use a little dab and nothing, wouldn't do my whole thing. But like, I'd be like, well, that's how it started. But then my cat came and it moved my hand. And next thing you know, a lipstick container fell in my hand. And my friend said, it would be funny if you just put on the full drag thing. Now, folks, I'm not a big supporter of the trans movement or the drag, but I think I'm going to be doing this for the next 6 months. What do you think? What the hell is this? This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. This is wild. My comment about this was, for those who understand, or if you know, as the kids would say, I said, if the alternative media was like the Bitcoin bull run, this was the top signal. Okay. Alex, how many times can this guy jump the shark? That's what I want to know. But this is pretty effing wild, man. If he keeps that thing for 6 months, I can't, bro. I don't know if I can handle that.
Whitebird says ratings must be tanking and he's broke again. Buy Alex a new razor, right? Get him a cat tree so his cat leaves him alone.
Well, maybe there's some tie-ins with some sponsorship products. I mean, who knows how far he can take this?
Yeah. Get your Goose Step mustache wax at Infowars.com, right?
Maybe a new logo with some like lines and crossbars and things.
Some symbols, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Tiny Mustache Man. There you go. So yep. Looks like the old WWF announcer. Are you talking about Mean Gene? You mean Mean Gene? Yeah, Mean Gene. That's him, Mean Gene Okerlund. I love it. Thanks, Todd. That's actually amazing. Let's see though. This one though, I mean, who knew? I'm just gonna let this play and speak for itself. Who would have thunk it?
I could tell you it had a wild effect on women. I thought they were about to start throwing their panties at me. And they didn't know why. They were looking at me, because most modern women, even young ones, don't really even know what Hitler is, but they in the back of their head, they know what it is. So they got a guy with, kind of Lex Luthor meets Adolf Hitler looks with blue eyes, and they just didn't know what to do. They're like melting the Hitler mustache, and it was very.
So I guess there's that.
That one's fake.
You don't believe that that aired and that came out of Alex's mouth with that on his face? You're telling me that?
Plus, I already saw that one in my feeds, and I know somebody made an AI joke. That was it. Way to go. That's the problem, though. We can't tell. You can't tell. I mean, like, the real thing is just as ridiculous as that bit right there, right?
Yeah.
I can't believe this stupid, silly official story. It's so silly, and with the cat, that has to be true. That's what happened. But like, I think the funnier part to me is that like whatever stage he was at before he went with the Hitler mustache, where his friend says, "You can't keep that mustache. You look like a pedo," is what the guy said, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you just know that in Alex's mind when he did the whole thing and he took the beard off and he's admiring himself with a mustache, he goes, "You know what? I kind of look like Tom Selleck. Yeah, this will work."
And then his trainer's like, you look like a creep. And of course, you're right, Ruckus. They're having all kinds of fun with this on X using AI and stuff like that. It's a pretty funny comments thread, so I do recommend it. For a good laugh, at least. But yeah. And then in the spirit of those that would like to see this tweet with regards to this, here comes David Icke. David Icke is always one of my favorite commenters on Alex's posts these days. And he says, for those who like history, a little boy called Alex once claimed to be anti-system until his owner, himself owned, became U.S. president. Little Alex worked so hard to get his master elected and excused every outrage before promoting his master's agenda for a civil war and destruction of any opposition to create a fully fledged one-party state in which his master could be king, just like Curtis Yarvin envisaged. Then little Alex dressed like someone who did the very same 85 years ago. With the boy from Texas, the boy from Texas had completed his transformation to promote everything he once claimed to oppose. But little Alex had no shame. He was safe in the knowledge that he's always right. The end. David Icke always comes in with the zingers against Alex lately. It's been pretty amusing to watch those particular posts.
You should just discount everything that he says because he believes in reptilians on the dark side of the moon or something crazy, right?
Oh, well, I mean, Pharaoh, before I move on to aliens and dark sides of the moon and asteroids and all that, what do you think about Alex's new look there and presentation, man? Oh, do we have Pharaoh? We might have lost Pharaoh.
Earth to
I'm here.
Pharaoh.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I had to go now back.
What do you think of that, man?
I stopped taking that guy seriously long time ago. I think the last time he was serious was like a little bit after 9/11, and then it just went downhill.
It went places. It's been a roller coaster ride, that is for sure. All right, well, let's see here. Share that one. So Ruckus, oh great, my browser lost its connection, so that means I'm gonna have to come back to this one. So hopefully you guys can see that. Let me bring this up. What's going on with the outer space stuff, Ruckus? I'm hearing outer space crap. What do you got for us?
Well, I have it on good authority, like Reddit and various weird circles on X. That's
Chans.
Yeah, the usual suspects. That apparently, allegedly, all of these distractions, all of the big events, all of the things, the argument over the Epstein files, the thing that happened to poor Mr. Kirk, all of it is just to keep everybody distracted from this thing, apparently. I don't even know how you pronounce this. It's like 3i Atlas or whatever. It's this mysterious object. There's this one guy in particular who's been going around talking about it, Ari Loeb or Avi Loeb. I forget the guy's name, but you would recognize him if you saw him. He's like a famous astronomer kind of guy running around talking about this. And at first, when they started, they've been talking about this for a little while. That's the thing, is that they keep talking about this. It's been building up. And then it's like, we're like really right about now or very soon, very, very soon. That's what it is. I think it's like on October 4th. It's passing so incredibly close to one of our telescopes. We're going to be able to take a snapshot of this thing. So they've been seeding this story about it. But every time there's a day goes by or a couple days, there's a new story like, well, hold the phone. Scientists have just discovered that this thing that we thought was a comet is really this. Oh, shoot. Now scientists think it might actually be steered and it might be a spaceship. Oh, shit. Look at that. The news today is this has some weird, we just call it an anomaly. This doesn't make sense. We don't know what it weighs 33 billion tons. So it's always this weird shit coming out about this object. Everybody's kind of talking about it, in particular inside all the weird circles, all of the places where it gets dangerous to start. So it's like, clearly I'm like, oh shit, are they doing the alien thing already? They better not be doing the alien thing already. But plenty of alien talk, lots of disclosure stuff. Elise Elizondo guys running around doing shit again. Stephen Greer, all the usual suspects have come out. All over the place. But again, everybody's being distracted by these other big events. And so they say, well, that's why, because they don't want them to know that aliens are on their way. Okay. But it's something straight out of Independence Day. When you look at all the news stories that they've been building up here, I'm like, oh my God, this isn't going away. They're pretty serious about this, whatever this is. Who knows where they could go with this? It could come close enough to like, oh shit, all of our communications and our satellites. Who knows what they could do with this? But I'm always concerned that they're going to do the fake alien invasion shit. But I think it's too early for that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm still on 2030. It's going to be 2030 when they give us that steaming pile of dog shit. Yeah, Avi Loeb, Loeb, also pointed out that the object's highly unusual trajectory brings it suspiciously close to Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. In just over a week from now, 3i Atlas will come within just 1.67 million miles of
Yeah, it's
Mars's
like
orbit.
1.67 million miles.
Is that like too close? I mean, I know we're
yeah, like if you read the story, there is nothing actually about being too close. If you like,
it's too close to, but they're building up the fact that they're going to be able to get a close-up photograph of it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is we're going to be able to get a close-up photographs. And
so what if that photograph comes back and it's like something out of like Star Trek or some shit? That's all I'm saying.
Well, and that's what they are trying to say here, is it's basically its trajectory and the way it is, it might be from another civilization, intentionally pushed it toward the center of the solar system. I'm like, okay,
sounds like science fiction to me.
I don't know. Yeah, the whole story just sounds ridiculous. It's like it's nothing burger, I think.
Right, I totally agree. But here's the part. Here's the alien part. He even says there's still a glimmer of hope that 3i Atlas was a piece of alien technology intentionally sent to us. If the high-rise camera were to conclude that the object's core is larger than 3.1 miles, then an alien associated with the interstellar mass reservoir of rocky material will be untenable. Okay. He goes on to say that 3i Atlas, an unusually massive comet with an unusual chemical compound on an unusually rare trajectory or alien trajectory, question mark. In both cases, the object could shed CO2 and H2O ices from material that collected on its frozen surface as it plowed through interplanetary and interstellar space. Wow, that's a mouthful. Boy, they really stretching our imaginations here with this one, guys.
Sounds like AI generated article, to be honest.
So again, everything fake and gay, pretty much, especially when it comes to space. Is that what you're saying, Pharaoh?
It's just like I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I think that their biggest thing right now is they want to be able to get on some of those interstellar objects and start mining them, right? Because for rare minerals, I think that was one of the U.S. government missions.
You think they can really do that? That sounds like bull honking to me.
I don't know. That's what they're trying to. They're saying, yeah, we're gonna just cowboy ride that thing, and we're just gonna like take some minerals out of it.
They can't even prove to me that they actually went to the moon. So they're gonna do some like Hollywood shit. They're gonna what? Send someone through the Van Pelt belt and give, they're not gonna get cancer or anything with all that radiation. And then they're gonna latch onto that thing. How fast is it going? How many 1.6 million miles off of Mars's orbit? I'm sure Elon could set something up where they could, just land on there no problem, right? And mine some
Robots.
What's the name of that Liv Tyler movie?
shit. Which
Armageddon.
one?
Armageddon.
Bruce Willis. Armageddon. Yes.
Armageddon.
Similar,
Yeah.
like Armageddon, right?
Yeah. They rehashed that plot recently too. I can't remember the name of the turd movie, but it was another one where it's like, oh, there's some celestial object heading toward Earth, and we're all gonna die unless these brave astronauts can get up there and launch this missile into the site. I don't even remember. The plot was so stupid. They're all stupid. Ice is from material. Okay, cool. So more throwaway news, more fake news, more garbage. This was penned by Victor Tangerman over at futurism.com. We'll link it on the show page.
I sent you that as one example. I'm telling you, this is literally like all over the fucking news. So this is not like one of those weird. This is just in the weird circles. I was having fun with that, but this was all. It got big, and NASA has had to come out and do official statements and debunk the theory that this could possibly have anything to do with aliens. I'm like, oh, that's always comforting too, right? Like what the. So to me, with the world as it is right now, and all about, we can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake, and all we're gonna know, they've been building up. I see the build up about this date coming up where they're going to have this once in a lifetime opportunity to photograph this mysterious object that gets more and more mysterious as we go. And that in and of itself is just a red flag to me. It's just Ruckus's spider sense. I'm not saying they're going to do the alien disclosure shit, but they could show whatever they want to show is my problem. And so they could literally, if they wanted to, whoever they are, they could say, wow, we just took a photo of this, guys. You're not going to believe it, but look, it's a UFO. Look, there's two aliens coming with peace. They're holding signs that say, we love you, President Trump. I'm being funny, but I'm not, because they could literally show us anything. There are some folks out there who believe that that's what NASA does already. But anyways, they could say that this came from, here's what it is. And who the fuck knows what that's going to be. But regardless of that, maybe they can't get a good picture. Maybe they could stage we're having trouble with something and we're going to keep having trouble. This is why we got to pump more money into this black throw more money into solving a problem that they're going to create and or take advantage of. Also, then again, it could be some crazy doomsday scenario shit that they just want to keep on the hushy hush, because what's another thing we see all the time with these movies, and what do we know? That the government's the continuity of governance thing. They're ready to go underground. They've been preparing for something. What? We don't know. You never know. And who knows what looks like. But maybe it would look something like this. Who the hell knows? I'm just having fun, just thinking it out,
Goofing, just, space alien goofing. It's no big deal, right?
I'm not saying it's aliens. It's definitely not aliens.
Yeah. Todd, again, with the ripping comments here. Thanks, Todd. As gay as Rapture predictions. Have you guys seen the Rapture predictions this week?
I missed the Rapture. I was going to mention that. That sucks, so good, bro. We all missed it. We're all still here. Sorry.
There's a date put on it. I can't remember what the date is, because honestly, please,
it was a couple days ago. No, we already missed it. Yeah, it's done. It already happened.
Mm-hmm. I saw the funniest thing I saw about the Rapture was someone, I didn't bookmark it because I just thought it was too weird and wacky. I wasn't even going to bring it up tonight. But since Todd asked, my favorite one, I was talking with one of our friends on IG chat today, and we were talking about all this Rapture stuff going on. And I was like, dude, did you see the people that were looking to punk everybody in their town? There were these people that were talking. I don't know if they actually did this. It may have just been a wild idea that I heard about somehow on the doom scroll, but someone was saying, we're going to get a whole bunch of like mannequins or like blow up dolls, and fill them with helium and like put, various clothes on all of them and just release like, a whole buttload of them at once in town so that everybody in town will just be walking around bummed out like, oh, I guess, I guess I didn't get raptured. I wonder what happens now.
Well,
Is
they
this
stole
limbo?
that idea from a movie.
Right? I love it though. It's so funny. Yeah, so there's rapture talk going around, which I'm not surprised by, because you look at the memorial service for Charlie Kirk and you look at just sort of the general talking points that you hear from Trump and most people in Trump's cabinet. There's just this like extra dash of evangelical fire being stuck on everything. There's like this religion sauce just being like poured upon the entire thing, and it just makes me think like, okay, I get that there's a large Christian base here for MAGA, for GOP and all that, but it almost feels like it's being done at a time, an inappropriate time and place. Like that itself is being sort of rehitched to right-wing politics after years of it being, having gone too far, the satanic panic in the 80s, and then kind of walking it back a little bit, like up, to Obama years. And then by the time you get to the Obama years, it's really kind of not a talking point amongst the Republicans. And then it's kind of slowly been coming back. But now after Charlie Kirk, even before Charlie Kirk, like leading into this, like from campaign time leading up to where we are now, but it feels like just there's this extra Jesus sauce being dumped into the politics right now. And it makes it just, my thought was like, well, this is really taking a lot of people who are internalizing the narrative about Charlie Kirk and pushing them to rely more on faith than on truth. Not that there's something wrong with relying on faith, but relying on faith when those that are asking you for it are psyopers and liars and politicians that have been bought off. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, 'cause it's not faith that it's fake. It's not organic. This is not what an actual organic movement of a society who says, "Oh, we've suddenly found God" looks like. This is a circus show. This was blasphemous to most true believers, in my personal opinion. I don't want to speak for anybody out there, but the thing is, it's absolutely ridiculous. And you're right, the timing and the placement of it. This is all not going to end well. And at the end of the day, after everything is said and done, and perhaps especially when the pendulum has shifted to the other side again, which is inevitable, ultimately anybody associated with any flavor of Jesus sauce is going to be like seriously viewed as the bad guy and gal. So there's always that to consider. So enjoy it now while it lasts. But again, I don't believe that it's truly organic. Instead, it truly feels to me like it's got the air, the feel of some sort of badly rushed B movie level, or meant to look organic when indeed it is not. It's very much what I refer to as false light Christianity, the message that's being pushed forward, the smiley Joel Osment kind of like, hey, everything's great. And then it's always usually accompanied by hey, by the way, everything's great. And did you meet our best friend over here, Israel? We love Israel. Everything's great. You want to know why? Because, the Bible says so, because of what Ted Cruz talks about, which is absolutely garbage nonsense. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But there you go.
3,000 years ago, it was promised. So, there's that.
Promises made, promises kept.
That's right. Campaign promises, Bible promises. I mean, this is America. We got everything you need.
It's the promised land. See?
That's right.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think that's what they meant when they said that, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oops.
Promise to whom? Who?
Well, no, the
you?
promised land is not a country. Anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
But they did what did they call this place before this country was created, but before, right as it was discovered? What was it? Oh, that's right. It was called the New World.
The New World.
Isn't that weird?
I guess we just needed some order, right? We just needed to get some order going over here.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, we are. We're working on it hard. All right. So yeah. This is an interesting comment from Bubscat. Sam Tripoli had a guest on that made the case for NASA being the master intel agency that sits atop CIA, MI6, etc. Makes perfect sense. They send up experimental weather balloons that surveil. Yeah, I missed that episode, but I have heard that theory before. And I mean, why else was Werner von Braun moved over there? You know, there's a lot of questionable questions that need to be
NASA is
answered.
a very fishy thing. So
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. And I mean, and if that's the truth, then it really begs some more questions about the nature of SpaceX, about Tesla, about whatever Bezos's, penis rocket is and that company's called. It's just like, well, okay, if you're the premier intel agency, what are you guys working on if you're going to have all these corporate dudes, sending pieces of junk out into space and promising us they're going to take us to Mars? Well, you sit around and tell us we're going to need that. I'm still trying to figure out why we need to go to Mars, but whatever.
So we can hop on board and hitchhike off of the 3i/Atlas, right?
Right.
But make sure you're wearing. I'm not gonna. Never mind.
Well, at this rate, it's more likely going to be a work camp, right? Like the space work camp. They'll be sending all the people in those UK prisons who did mean tweets and memes and stuff like that. They'll be sending them on a Atlas rocket or something like that to go to Mars, and then from there, they will have to climb aboard a ship that will meet the speed of the comet, right? 3i. Whatever it is, and drop them off on there so they can do some mining, some high-speed mining. That'll set you straight.
This 3i/Atlas will not do. It needs a nickname. Come on, NASA, get your shit together.
Isn't that already Elon's robot's name or some crap like that? I mean, this is taken minus the 3i, of course.
That's a good catch. Good catch.
Yeah. By the way, Elon says there's going to be like 160 million of those in American homes in the next 5 years or something. I don't have the numbers right. I'm going from memory, but he made some bold claims about that, similar to the ones he made about the robots that sew the Neuralink into your brain.
Apparently, right wingers now believe that Elon Musk converted to Christianity and they found God.
Oh yeah, drooling over that concept. And the other thing I saw them drooling over, dude, was him sitting down next to Trump. I saw so many Con Inc. counts just, oh, it made my day, Elon and Trump. If Charlie Kirk has brought Elon and Trump back together, I'm just like, shut up. Stop it. Stop.
It's as if they ever broke up.
I know. Stop it. Like, you don't.
Like they're a celebrity couple.
I know, right? Jeez.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I did see that picture of them sitting next to each other, both doing their nice, fancy little Masonic little hand thing.
Hey guys, how's it going? I missed you. What's up, Mr. Trump? All right. Okay. Well, maybe Mr. Trump would argue with us about him not accomplishing anything in light of this one. Let's see. Is this Nothing Burger? What do we got going here? I just learned about this before the show.
Welcome back. Breaking right now. Tonight, a major update to a story we brought to you earlier in the hour. A grand jury has just handed down an indictment for former FBI Director James Comey. The Justice Department accuses Comey of lying to Congress while under oath back in 2020. Let's bring in David Spunt with all the breaking details. David, what can you tell us?
Well, Jillian, we are waiting to get the actual details of the indictment. We're just told that an indictment has been handed up against the former FBI director, James Comey. So I don't want to speculate on the actual charges yet until I see the paper in hand. That's the only responsible thing to do. But we know that James Comey, the former FBI director, has been indicted. We're waiting to see if there's any sort of comment from the Justice Department.
All right, so we got basically nothing other than a headline saying that Comey is being indicted. So I guess we are, unless, maybe that came out earlier today and there's an update on it, but I don't have an update if there is one.
He's going to prison. Justice.
They're going to lock him up?
Oh, no, never mind.
Okay. Are they going to put him
What
in
does
the
being indicted mean again?
You're going to put him in the J6 gulag? It means he got some paperwork and he's got to go talk to his lawyer and probably has to go talk to some legal people, but I don't know, man.
But oh wait, that doesn't mean that they're going to put him behind bars? I'm confused.
Yeah, me too. I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. I mean, I can see it sounds ridiculous to me because if you were really going to go after James Comey for various things that he was involved in, it wouldn't just be him, right? Like the discovery process in that would reach outward at least several hops to everybody associated with him. And I just have a hard time believing that we're actually looking at something like that. So I'll just wait and see, I suppose. But it sounds like more dog and pony shows.
Is it just me, or does it appear like that the administration's Republican versus Democrat looks a lot like CIA versus FBI,
or something like that, right? Like there is a very clear theatrical tit for tat going on here. Very scripty feeling. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that these
Where's Mean Gene when you? Oh, it's Alex Jones this time.
Yeah, we don't have Mean Gene anymore, unfortunately. So we get the Temu version. Apparently, we get that instead.
Temu Gene.
Temu Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, actual Mean Gene. All right. Let's see here. Well, moving on swiftly. Let's talk about Google for a second here. Google admits censorship under Biden, promises to end bans of YouTube accounts of thousands of Americans censored for political speech. Very interesting. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that. I think the headline level's probably enough. We'll put some reference links on tonight's show page.
That's quite a headline too, by the way.
Yeah. Our show page will be available right there. There's our website on the screen, alternatecurrentradio.com for those of you audio listeners. But it's like, really, guys? It's a little late for that, but okay, it's still noted. But can we be a little more thorough about this? I mean, if we're going to admit that this kind of stuff happened, can we not like roll back all of it? Like, can we not go back to 2017 when the Google adpocalypse happened and the Google deranking happened? We and some of our colleagues lost like 80% of our web traffic, and we're not available in search results anymore after that. And we're cut off from the tiny pounds and pence that we were making back then. So if Google as a whole is recognizing that censorship under Biden happened, well, what about all the other waves of censorship and some of the waves of censorship that Google itself did before COVID-19 became a politicized topic? Because they're talking about COVID-19 and elections, right, as the main things that they use to censor people or stop people's accounts, right? Like we and many of other people out there got medical misinformation tags on some of our stuff, had videos removed, had to just leave YouTube and go just broadcast on other platforms for a really long time. So why not walk it all the way back to where this started and be honest with us that, hey, these were political decisions that were made. We were liaising with XYZ, political operatives and law enforcement and intelligence operatives and people from the Atlantic Council and whatnot. If this all sounds new to you, this all came out in the Twitter files for Twitter 1.0 after Elon took over, and that was actually, it was a lot of material, but it was actually a small corner of the internet where we had some light shown about how this works. And lo and behold, we were correct about how it works. There's visibility filtering, there's shadow banning, there's freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach, and Elon's Twitter, all this kind of stuff. And on top of that, you've got these overarching policy boards, right? Like what is it in Europe? It's like Encore or something like that. Canada has their own thing. They tried to have a similar thing here in the United States. They're still pushing for these things that make the internet a place that is not a place of free speech. So yeah, Mike Benz did do some good work on the censorship regime. Absolutely, him and a few others. So I don't know, YouTube, how's this work? How does it work? Can we put up our old videos that we weren't able to put up in 2021 now? Like, should I repost those? At what point does my shadow banning disappear? At what point do we get our old Twitter handles back? I mean, I have so many questions about it, Ruckus, but I don't know. Do you think it's good news, or is this just sort of a puff piece? Is it going to change anything?
It's certainly a hot button issue, and or there's something about it that's significant because trolls on all sides of the issue came out rather quickly to make their cases about how they felt about this. But it seems to me, my general takeaway from the observation of some of the other content creators out there and the comments in particular that were attached to them, I don't know. There seems to be an argument to be made. I don't know. You tell me that YouTube only decided again with the it's the political shit. You have to politicize everything. Hey, I said it right this time. Politicize. I just can't say politicization. There, I did it. Holy moly, that's great. YouTube is trying to gain favor with the Trump administration because they're in some hot water over some stuff, so that they feel if we're willing to throw Biden, the other guy, the other team under the bus, that might make us look good with the new guy. So there's a lot of that kind of discussion. There's a case to be made with that. It's just absolutely shocking to me that what's the first part of the headline that you flashed is that YouTube admits censorship under Biden administration. So it's September 2025, and after all of that stuff that you were talking about, the Twitter files and all of the news reports and all of the committees and the hearings that were going on up in Capitol Hill, all of this stuff, all of the things, you're telling me, oh, now the mother effers come out and actually even just admit it, and that's where we're at with this. So this is like, dude, shit moves slow, to say the least. And no, not nearly enough. These people need to have all of their content returned immediately. Our friend Media Bear, shout out to Media Bear out there, is got some of his stuff returned, but then he's also tracking the ones that have not been allowed to put back on, in particular his parody songs that he makes, that a lot of them were removed for medical misinformation purposes. But some of them is because like the artist who makes the original song doesn't like what they're doing with the music, I guess, stuff like that. So there's lots of other things to consider when it comes to censorship on YouTube. And it may seem like, oh, this is a giant win, when this current, under this current administration, there's a lot of these things feel like wins, but then it's always a carrot and a stick. And I think the stick that's going to come is that they're going to come down a little bit harder on some other conversations about certain things because, well, look what the current administration is willing to do right now. Oh, wow, this sucks that we had to censor people, but it wasn't our fault. We really would never do that. Oh, my God, we're Google. We're big tech. We love you. We love you. We're your heroes. We're to be idolized. We're billionaires. We love you. No, we only did it because of Biden. The government forced us to do it. Our hands were tied. Well, this current administration is doing something similar in some other instances of putting pressure in places that it shouldn't, places it doesn't belong, like in the media. And we see people who are allegedly quitting or getting fired or having their shows canceled over a form of censorship. Oh my, look at that. Like, I don't know who this guy was. Somebody, Jimmy something. I don't know. But you see where I'm going with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, dude. No, it's a little late, it's a little late in the game, and it's almost insult to injury to see that headline. I'll just say for myself personally, I feel like that is insult to injury to see that headline. I would have preferred an email to one of my Google accounts perhaps that said, hey, uh, it looks like you were caught up. We just, we're making some policy changes here. Looks like you were caught up in this whole demonetization thing in 2017. Looks like you were deranked in 2018. Looks like your website was, shadow banned in 2018. Looks like in 2020, you were basically kicked off the platform. On this date for this video, you got a strike for medical misinformation, whatnot. Like, I would appreciate something like that. You guys own crazy AI over there at Google, right? I'm sure you don't have to do that by hand. It'd be very easy to, have your little Genesis go in there and generate a personalized report like that for someone like me, and let me know exactly what happened and tell me you're sorry, and drag me back into the creator program, whatever. Throw me a bonus. Ensure that and on top of that, make the terms and conditions followable, legible, readable, not nebulous, not totally bogus. All right, Mystical Pharaoh, I know you got to get out of here, man. So I'm gonna throw it over to you for any saved rounds or final thoughts that you might have tonight. I'm really glad you're able to be here. What do you got for us on the way out?
Oh, thanks for having me. Sorry, I have to drop. I'm just pretty exhausted today. So thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, man. We'll look forward to it. Thanks again for joining us tonight. That's Mystical Pharaoh, everybody. You can follow him on X. There's his handle right there at Mystical Pharaoh. Yeah, so again, I'm waiting on that email. See if I get it. We'll see if
you didn't get a personal apology, Hesher?
No, I get nothing per usual.
How did you find out about this? Oh, through the news. Weird.
Yeah. I had to read about it on X,
You know what I had to read about just recently was how my information and data may have been compromised 5 years ago, but I just got the email like yesterday.
Gee, thanks, guys. Be sure and change your password before it's too late.
I kept trying to remember who it was. Oh, for the life of me, I can't. But true story, yeah, I got an email, and they're like, "You should change your password immediately." And then they go into this long diatribe in this story about a breach that took place in like I think it was 2021, so 4 years ago. I'm just like, wow. And now you're telling me?
Great. Thanks for the notification, guys.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
Crazy world.
Yeah, it is. Let me give a couple shout outs right here. Big shout out to Creative Accidents for chipping into the swear jar a couple times recently. I want to give a shout out to William S. Thank you, William. It was very nice of you. Tip in the swear jar there. Kathleen, thank you. Let's see here. Who else do we have? All our patrons over at Patreon, thank you very much. Creative Accidents, again, let's see here. Brian S., thank you so much for that tip last month. Who else do we got? Eileen, thank you very much. John K., thank you very much. Roy S., you the man. Let's see, what else do we got here? That takes us back to, there's another one from Kathleen. Yeah, that takes us back a couple months right there. And then we also had a note from John M. Thank you for the note there, John. And there was someone that dropped something in our crypto wallet too. I don't have your name at hand, but thank you very much. Haven't done thorough shout outs for a while. I'm sure I probably missed someone. BMAC also. BMAC, thank you very much. And if I missed anyone, I apologize, but I just wanted to shout people out by name there who have supported us in the last couple months as we ramp up to moving our podcast platform for the audio side over to Podbean. You'll be able to find us on Podbean real soon. We're already there, actually, but we're going to officially make that our primary platform very soon here. Thanks to everybody that put in on that, listeners and viewers. We really appreciate the support. This has been for over 10 years now, a listener and self-funded viewer / self-funded endeavor. So all of us here in the Boiler Room and Alternate Current Radio appreciate you. Those of you that kick in. If anybody's bought any merch lately, thank you. We need to update that. Ruckus and I were talking about that recently. We need to update our merch store a little bit. But yeah, there's always that too as a means to support the show. Love seeing people walking around wearing their Boiler Room shirts and all that good stuff. All right. Ruckus, what do we got left tonight? What else is big on our list?
Well, Kimmel.
All right. Kimmel came back. Now Disney says they
Kimmel came back the very next day.
Yeah. Disney now says we want a full script from him every day. Disney's gonna make sure that what are you talking about? Like Disney? Like why would they even this whole thing? This is not about Jimmy Kimmel. It's not about Disney. It's about the administration. It's about the government, because before, what we saw in the Biden administration, dovetailing off what we were just talking about, we saw the Biden administration using federal law enforcement, using the ADL, using other non-governmental organizations, which is stupid because they're very governmental, using the Atlantic Council, which is an arm of NATO, using the college system. We've even had college professors weaponize whatever resources they have against us here at Alternate Current Radio and 21stCenturyWire.com. Attacked by one professor, Kate Starbird. I forget what university she was from. I think it was Pacific Northwest, or I don't know, something like that, maybe. Not sure, don't care. Got put on all these lists and whatnot. So we had a government that was censoring people using those entities that I just laid out. Now this government, they want to use the FCC to censor people. It's not like Donald Trump got Jimmy Kimmel fired. It's not like people that were pissed off on X got Jimmy Kimmel fired. It's not like he was fired at all. He was suspended for like a weekend or some crap like that. But it was the FCC calling the parent company of his show. So tell me how that's different. How is it different to have a government that wields social media companies against people versus a government that uses government entities to censor people? Is there a difference?
Well, sure. This one's on my team. The other guy was on the other guy's team. So it's a huge difference.
There you have it. I win, you lose.
Very well said there, Hesher. I don't want to add or take anything away from that, because that's the problem. This is what we're freaking talking about. So if you're new here, if you're new to this whole concept, there it is in a nutshell. Why this two-party politics football game is garbage nonsense, and sometimes can just be absolutely ridiculously dangerous when you start setting precedents that, again, put the shoe on the other foot. Wait until the pendulum swings. Would you like it if the other guy who's on the other team that you don't like did this? No. So why is it effing okay when the guy that you do like does it? Well, because they're doing it to the other team. How are you any different than the other team? Oh, shit. There's the problem. There it is. There is ultimately, at the end of the day, no difference whatsoever, is there?
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm supposed to believe that Kimmel wasn't already reading a script that was completely blessed and approved by Disney in the first place? Come on. I mean, how is that even that's not supposed to make me feel any better.
And let's not kid ourselves. That guy was a giant D-bag and deserves to be fired. I'm just saying. That's my own personal opinion. Send your hate mail to ruckus@alternatecurrentradio.com. Feel free.
he deserves to lose his job because he's losing viewers, right? Like he's paid like an apex media person and he gets a tiny little audience just like CNN gets, this small sliver of smooth-brained idiots that watch that show and think they're getting some sort of news or comedy out of it. Come on, get out of here. The reason he should be off air is because he sucks. You suck, Jimmy Kimmel. That's why you should be off air. You're a poser and everybody knows it. You're hemorrhaging views. I mean, we're over here shadow banned, probably get more views live than he does.
Well, I'm wondering, like, yeah, we're just gonna start watching. So check on some of these shows that have terrible ratings, and we'll see if this becomes a trend. Next thing you know, like the View comes out and makes some sort of hot comment that is just too hot. Oh wow, now you know, you never know. If we start seeing that, if we start noticing a pattern here, we might be onto something. This could be like, oh, this is a perfect excuse for them to bail out on these failing programs that, like you're pointing out here, like literally nobody watches, and then, you know, they could just have them do something really, quote unquote, air quotes here for the listeners only, controversial. You know, they'll spin up in the media and out of control for what, 24 hours. Are we even at a 24-hour news cycle anymore, Hesher? Or is it more like a 10 to 12 hour? What is everybody's attention span anymore? I don't know. I already forgot what I'm talking about because my attention span is 5 seconds thanks to things like freaking TikTok. No, but seriously, you see what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah. No, our the collective ADHD that we're getting from the doom scroll is staggering. I mean, even when you know what you're trying to defend yourself against, if you're in there, it's freaky. It's freak show.
But also, I mean, not only to pay attention to the losers, we need to also pay attention to the winners. Like we were discussing the story, the argument over the TikTok. I mean, not Tylenol and TikTok, but like at the end of the day, I was curious: is this going to be like reducing the sales of Tylenol? Well, when something goes down, this is a balance. It's a teeter-totter. Does that mean that something else is going to benefit and be the winner of this? Like for a little while, are we going to see a rise of a competitor like Bayer? Bayer's like the benefit. Oh, look into some research into the background of Bayer. That's a fun one. Anyways, but you see what I'm saying? There's always a winner and a loser. But you know, again, what's the difference here? I don't see a difference.
Yeah, Bayer, the recent winner of a certain property known as Monsanto, a little company you may have heard of called Monsanto. They're under Bayer these days. I mean, that's kind of a big purchase, isn't it? Yeah. So genetically modified stuff. Hey, Bayer. I mean, who knows, man? Maybe J&J already have an alternative product. You know, maybe it's like one of those Bud Light things where they're willing to sort of sacrifice something on the altar of social media just to see what happens and got some kind of safety net, you know?
But you know who the winner is in this case, right? As the old media, this is something we've been discussing for quite a while now, actually. I think about it. It's the new media. It's you are the media. It's X. It's Twitter. It's the new. I mean, in that instance, this is different than the politics where the pendulum has shifted. This is something that, you know, we've been tracking for a little while, and I discussed on my Daily Ruckus, is that like X, the social medias, the TikTokers, the influencers, these the people like the Tucker Carlson and the Candace Owens moved away from the mainstream media outlets and became the podcasters and doing their own things, right? All of them, a lot of them. Actually, when you look at the list, you're like, holy crap, everybody's got a podcast. And now the politicians are doing the exact same thing. This is they are all the new gatekeepers. It's like, it's the same game, sometimes the same players, but they completely uprooted and changed to a different location, like a whole nother stadium on a giant weird comet flying around Mars. But it's the same shit. And look, the guy who, like, you are the media jumping off the stage. That's why I love how Patrick Henningsen always shows that on Sunday Wire and his other programs when he's bringing this stuff up. Elon Musk acting all goofy, jumping on the stage, and he's showing off his dad bod belly with his silly Texas belt buckle thing. Whatever. What a goofball.
Yeah.
That guy's probably going to run for president or something. Who knows?
Man, I don't. I do not have a shiny happy feel about the next administration, the one after that, the one after that, the one after that. Like if we get that many more administrations out of this failing republic, I'm shaking in my
I don't
boots.
feel that way about like the last 5 or 6 of them, dude, or the
Yeah, I
current
know.
one.
It just gets worse though as time goes on. It's just like as the context of psyops and events roll in with each one, it's like, oh my god, where are we going next time?
Well, at least we get nice videos that are produced slickly, like Hollywood
Yeah.
style, from the White House and other government agencies. That's I hope they're not spending a lot of money on that. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, they are. And at least we get to question everything now. Like, is this even a real clip? Was VO3 used for this clip? Was GPT used for this clip? Like the whole reality phase now is out of phase.
Is this even real? Is that a real tornado behind me? Oh, wait a minute.
Right? Is this really the rapture, or are those mannequins full of helium? Did I get left behind? Oh crap. Did we all die in 2020 and we're stuck in some sort of political limbo now?
Matrix. They gassed everybody, and while we were unconscious, they put us inside the machines.
Whitebird says, "Govern us harder, Daddy. Newsom booty gig 2028." Stop it. Stop that right now.
It.
Don't.
Oh, people are already talking about AOC. I've seen some headlines or some people musing. Is AOC going to run for president?
Yeah.
Like that one there, Whitebird.
Right? Is it going to be AOC versus Erica Kirk?
Oh, jeez. There you go.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people that, for some strange reason, of all the weird, cringy things that thing was, and I watched a vast majority of it. I pretty much caught all of the
all 9 hours of the.
I rewound and went to like the actual speakers and listened to them on like 2x speed, and then I like 4x speed in between the speakers. So I made it through the whole thing pretty quickly, actually. And I listened to just the kind of the important key speakers that I wanted to listen to, that I felt were, I was like, well, I better pay attention to this or try to hear this real quick. But the whole thing was just so gimmicky, so circus-like. It was just ridiculous. It was over the top ridiculous. The only thing that stood out to me that I found interesting, and well, I'm kind of glad I saw that, was the Tucker Carlson bit. Was interesting what he tried to do. I think he kind of failed. It was a little cringy too on his part. One thing I'll say that I was observing is like, why did they had like multiple podiums, and it seemed like the vast majority of the lower tier speakers were just out in the open. But then when some of the larger peeps came out, they went specifically behind this bulletproof glass protected podium. But the thing is, like, even as high level as a guest who chose to go behind that podium, and I know Tucker Carlson was probably allowed to go behind that podium if he chose. I don't know if anyone on the stage was allowed to just go behind that podium, but I surmise that it was exclusively for a certain level, certain types of speakers. But because they directed him to that one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and they put the light on in there. He chose to walk. I think he caught everybody off guard. I think Tucker Carlson chose to not go behind the bulletproof podium. But I need to prove that, but I'm pretty sure. But anyways, that's not my point. The point is that what he said was kind of cringy, but anyone who went behind the podium anyways did not do so right away, like was not protected, was not rushed. They went and stood.
Yeah. Off to the side.
And yeah, they just stood there like chest out Trump, like, and waiting forever during like a song or whatever. He was just out in the open. These people are just out there. Like, what's the point of this stupid podium? It was all theater. I mean, it's just the whole thing was, and that just added more to this element of theater, that thing was not there to actually protect anybody. It was just there for show. You know what I mean? It was just the silliest thing that I ever saw. And then Erica Kirk, so she did the I love you symbol thing.
Everybody was like, it's the devil sign.
A bunch of weirdos went out there trying to this day still think she's throwing up devil horns. I'm like, Dude, it's 2025. We have the internet. You have YouTube. I think by now you can figure this out, people. But no, oh no, like, what are you doing muddying the waters over all of this stuff? It's so silly to me. But it just adds more to the theatrical garbage nonsense that the entire thing truly was.
It's almost like no one cares about what actually happened. It's
Oh,
almost like,
yeah, there you go.
It's almost like there are no F's given. Zero, like Zulu Foxtrot. Just nothing. Let's have a revival / political rally and call it a memorial for this guy. Really? You're registering voters out front? I mean, he's probably I can't speak for him. He's probably the one guy that would be okay with that at his funeral. So, whatever. But it felt odd and tasteless to me personally. And I've been around grieving widows and widowers before, so I've never seen one handle that news the way Erica Kirk has. But I guess he was Superman, and he had bullets, or bullets would bounce off his bones and stick under his skin. And so maybe she's Superwoman, and she grieves in different ways. Everyone grieves in different ways. I understand that. But anyway, she's going to be on Turning Point USA tomorrow. So if you're interested in seeing her in a long form outside of all the pomp and circumstance of what has happened, we're going to all have that opportunity tomorrow. That'll be on Real America's Voice at noon Eastern, I believe. She'll be sitting down in his chair with members of his team and guests, I assume. Probably maybe some of our politicians that we elected will be there. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting to see what she has to say. And I'm particularly
tissues. They're gonna be like, yeah, bring your tissues. This is gonna be a tearjerker, everybody.
I'm particularly interested to see what theories that she wants to squash, because I think that there could be some revelatory material there if she tells us, hey, don't be looking over here in this direction. You're being misled over here. I really want to know, like, where's she going to go with this? Is it going to be straight down the government line? I mean, my assumption is it's going to be straight down the government line, Trantifa sort of thing. The left is awful. Everything you've been told is above board. Or does she have questions? I'm curious. I'm probably going to watch it just because I'm curious about those aspects. And she's going to be the CEO of this thing now, and there's a lot of speculation about what the Turning Point USA audience wants it to be moving forward. And will it look like something that's run by Ben Shapiro, or will it look like something that Charlie Kirk would be proud of, considering some of his changing viewpoints? If all that was a thing, you would think that his wife would know more better than anyone his thoughts on the geopolitical aspects to concern Israel. So I'm going to be tuning in to check that out. And I hope there's no fireworks. Please, no more fireworks. No pyro. It's not a rock show. You're not at WWE.
Yeah, right. I'll be counting how many fingers she has.
If she's even real. Is this
an AI reference?
A hologram fembot or what?
Oh, they're doing a hologram Stan Lee, by the way. Anyways, that's another story. I'm gonna flip the coin and it landed the other side. I'm gonna go with, is she? What I'm gonna pay attention to is how much further, because this is what I think I'm really leaning towards. How much further is she taking this whole? She's taking the mantle of, she wants to bring this country back to like spirituality, to religion, to Christ, with that whole theme of that thing. We'll see. I don't think she's the right person for it, to be honest with you. She just does not throw out the authentic vibe to me, and I wish she did. I really do, but I don't know. It's just something off. There's something off about it. Something off about her. Something off about the whole thing. So, but we'll see. But I think she really imagines or fancies herself as some sort of like a spiritual leader character, and I think that's the mantle that she would probably be interested in picking up with the Kirk thing. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. As long as she doesn't, this is accident, when she goes to shave her beard, the cat knocks her off her arm, and next thing you know, she's got a little tiny mustache. We'll be okay.
Creative Accident says it was like a Joel Olstein production, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a tech launch or a Joel Olstein sort of thing. And yeah, I think you're right, Ruckus. I'm expecting to have to sit through a lot of that spiritual stuff. I think that she will, if she continues the way she has been, there'll be entire segments about that aspect. Which again, it's like, okay, that was Charlie's thing. Cool, right on. People vibe with that in a way, or they don't. But that wasn't the point of what he was doing, right? The point was more constitutional. At least that's in my assessment. Not that I watched all of his stuff or anything like that, but I've seen enough of it over the years. At least for me, maybe this is just a confirmation bias thing for me, because that I'm more interested in that when it comes to politics. But
I know what they're going to do. I figured it out already. It's a combination of some comments that I've already made. I'm not sure if I've voiced them on air yet, but maybe I did. I think AI Charlie Kirk. I think we're going to get AI Charlie Kirk, and they could do the whole thing. They could run it. Hell, we already said a hologram. Oh shit, they could have They could have them doing the whole thing. They could still do the whole thing, and it could be gimmicky and cool and fun, and the kids will love it, right? Like, hey, you can still come up here and debate with AI, because he's like an AI chat GPT version of Charlie Kirk, and you can still get up there and do the thing and debate with him as if he was still there. I think I'm onto something.
Hey,
look what Janice McAfee did, and the whole John McAfee thing. He's got an AI out there, right? You can interact and talk to John McAfee on his Twitter account. You're not really talking to John. You're talking to an AI recreation that has an eerily close semblance to the real thing. There's some who say, "Oh, well, yeah." There's lots of conspiracy theories there. I'm not buying it, but is it? I have been, using a lot of AI, and these things, I mean, shit, they can feel. And I mean, we talked about this notebook LM thing that you and I have been looking at or using. I use it, Hesher. I don't know if you touched it or not, but you can feed your own sources into these things, and then you are interacting with just those sources. I can see them doing something like this, and you throw in the hologram technology, and and there you go. Like, nobody skips a beat, and he's still doing his thing, and Erica's the face and the name behind the thing, and life moves on, right?
I mean, we're not far from those days. I just hope, when something like that happens, that, they're honest about it. But I mean, we've already seen so many deep fakes. It's like, I would not expect it. I wouldn't expect any honesty when it comes to deep fakes and stuff like that. But for someone like him, where everybody's like, oh, that dude's dead, they're going to have to sell that concept to the public. So that will, probably live or die if they were going to do that, based on if they can hold an audience or not, or what this audience is going to turn into. This could turn into an audience that purges a lot of his younger fans. If what I'm concerned about, which frankly would be for her to come on and say, stop talking about Netanyahu, stop talking about Israel. It's not that that they're going to lose, without having a vested, fuck to give about the actual answer there, because I know I'm never going to get it, but they're going to lose a massive portion of their Gen Z audience. And Turning Point USA's whole point of it was to bring the Gen Z audience into the political conversation. And I don't know, if they knew what kind of can of worms they were opening there, but by doing so, Gen Z does not support Zionism. Gen Z is, by and large, not falling for political Zionism. And, that's a problem in some people's eyes. So, I don't know.
Maybe they'll prefer religious Zionism, Hesher.
Well, that's the thing. If they get into the whole Judeo-Christianity thing, well, we know what adventure we're off on at that point, and it's one that excludes a lot of people. It excludes anti-war people. It excludes a lot of non-religious people who are anti-war. It excludes actual Christians. It excludes so many people. So it's kind of like the old Tea Party or Occupy Wall Street, like, oh, we're going full government, full corporate at this point with this movement, and this is what the messaging is, and we don't care if we hemorrhage 60% of the current viewership, because we're going to bring in all these new people, all these new revivalist wannabe people. I don't know.
Interesting times.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. This one I wanted to show you also. Trump signs an order directing the Attorney General to fully enforce capital punishment in D.C. and across the country for all applicable cases. What crime carries the death penalty? Treason! Deep state actors are on notice. That's what this account says. At War Clandestine. Obviously, a account that loves anything the Trump administration does. And clearly the key talking point on this is that, James Comey's going to get wrapped up in this, right? Like, people like that's probably what they're thinking. Oh, James Comey's been indicted on the same week that Trump is, directing the Attorney General to fully enforce capital punishment in D.C. So there's a fervor going in the deep, dark, dank depths of the Q-verse.
People really expose. So what do they imagine in their heads, Hesher? They're going to drag Comey out in the middle of the streets and have a public execution?
I guess so. Something like that.
Are we talking like hanging? Oh, I know, it'd be better. Guillotines. Yep. It's got to be guillotines.
Well, I've seen a lot of guillotine gifs on X today, and I was wondering why, but I think you just connected the dot for me there.
Oh, my.
Alrighty. All right. So we got that.
That's a disturbing bit of news. Thanks, Hesher. That's a great story right there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
a little
welcome.
Vague there. Like who or what could be considered guilty of treason? Oh shit.
And when's the last time? I mean, when's the last time somebody got charged with treason in this country that actually deserved it? I'm trying to think.
Well, Clinton, Hillary, we locked her up, right?
Oh no, actually, no. Another campaign promise. Promises made, right?
No one has been found guilty of treason. No. But capital punishment in D.C. What if they do we're going to make okay, if you are a very massive, large, huge, bigly terrorist organization that is trying to dismantle the U.S. government from within, but you say you're anti-fascist, let's say, they could really, they could extend this concept of treason to a lot of various things. But they're so light and loose with the terror label. Why not be light and loose with what defines treason, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean, here's one that Fleety just dropped us in the Discord chat. What's up, Discord chat? FBI had 275 plainclothes agents embedded in January 6 crowds, congressional source says. So this is over at the Blaze. I'll put it on the show page. It'll be on the website probably tomorrow. But Comey, FBI, entrapment, not doing your job to stop violence, being there to in fact document, and in some cases incite violence, some people might say. Some people have pointed out. Your mileage may vary trying to prove that, but there's a lot of stuff. Certainly is a lot of stuff. I mean, is that a treasonous offense? Did somebody do a treasonous offense by planting 275 plainclothes agents into that? And I mean, I don't know. These kind of things it's above my pay grade to say, but you would think these are the kind of things that might need to be, I don't know, adjudicated in a place like Washington, D.C. Are they going to look at stuff like that? I don't know. I doubt it.
No.
But Trump went to the UN, right? Went to a UN meeting in Europe or something like that, and kind of laid down a speech that gave a lot of people some lulls, I guess. I have some clips. I don't know. Do you think they're worth watching, Ruckus? Or what was your take on what went down at the UN? A lot of Trump supporters are really keen on what went down yesterday.
I'm saving. I saved that one for later. I'm not doing that one right now.
All right, I'm gonna push it to then. You could. I don't even know if it's worth watching. I watched like all the short clips I could watch of it, and Trump kind of dresses down the UN General Assembly, which definitely is a little bit
Oh,
funny.
somebody in the chat did. I knew there was one thing that I did want to bring up. To circle back to the Kirk thing.
Oh,
there is
this
a
one?
new there's a new Easter egg drop down the rabbit hole. That is like, well, isn't that weird? So yeah, that movie Snake Eyes. What year did that movie come out? Nicolas Cage?
I can't remember. Late 90s, I think.
Damn, we need based lit here for this one. But yeah, allegedly there's the plot line in that movie and some
98.
characters. There you go, 1998. So yeah, the plot line and some of the names of the characters are eerily reminiscent of what just recently happened. So I guess there's a character who is the victim of a political assassination of sorts or something, whose name is Charlie Kirkwood. And then one of the killers or the patsy involved has the name Tyler the Executioner. There you go. If you want to just play that, I guess.
We'll just let it B-roll in the background there.
I remember seeing this movie, but I forgot that there was all this weird espionage stuff going on, and there's some weird stuff in that movie. That's for darn sure, including like the date and everything that was very close, if not to the day. But there's some arguments about that.
Yeah. It's one of the many, many, many things that has popped up in the last couple of weeks as pertaining to predictive programming or different theories, alternative theories about what happened. I mean, at this point, I think Sam Tripoli had a great post about where we're at with this. I'll find that and read it to you guys. But I mean, at this point, like all bets are off with me. I'm like a sponge right now. Bring it. You got it. Give me all your conspiracy candy. I'll take it. Hey kid, I'm taking your candy. I got your conspiracy candy right over here. I have a pile of conspiracy candy over here, and a pile of anomalies, and a pile of video, and a pile of narratives, and a pile of interviews with people that were there, and then all the reactions from the various people at Turning Point, at Real America's Voice, at Fox, at the FBI, Utah government. I got all that shit, man. I had the biggest pile here of media on this event. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to hoard it. I'm going to just sit here and look at my pile and go, wow, that is quite the stash I got this year for the fall surprise, for the equinox surprise. Look at my stash of candy. I'm not going to dive into it at this point. Like I go in there and I look around, I sift through, I read the labels, whatnot, read the headlines, and just kind of take it all in and think about how I'm going to digest it when I actually eat it. Because I dove in on JFK, I dove in on 9/11, I dove in on Boston bombing, I dove in on SH, I dove in on every school shoot 'em up thing you could possibly imagine, and I got piles of candy for those too. So I'm sorry, I'm not eating all that candy at this point. I'm it's we've just basically got a mess. We've got nothing. Here's what Sam wrote about it, and I love it. So basically, what we know right now is that the Charlie Kirk assassin was a trans furry lover, or it was an Israeli professional hit, or the security guards giving baseball signs, or the guy standing next to Charlie with a no-look shot, or the guy in the front row adjusting his shirt, or the couple in the side using an iPhone gun or a camera gun, or the person in the window with the muzzle flash, or the person on top of the higher level that looks like a fucking bush, or it was someone in the crowd that used a trap door to escape, or it was a drone strike, or it's all fucking AI. And he's still alive. Question mark, exclamation point. hope that clears it up for you. PSYOP season takes no days off. I think that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah.
So you all enjoy the show, enjoy PSYOP season, enjoy the piles of conspiracy candy. I know I don't have the only pile. A lot of you have your own piles, and we can compare, in a year or 2 or 10 or something, or maybe like 40 years from now, the next Anna Paulina Luna will come on XNN and tell you that she has the information that CNN has been hiding from you about the magic bullet that killed Charlie Kirk, and maybe we'll figure it out at that point. So I'm just going to leave all that right there. So many conspiracy theories about Erica also. I've really been enjoying looking through some of that candy. I've seen so much wacky stuff in there, and a lot of it was like, oh shit, really? Okay. And then you go watch some other, video or whatever, and it's like totally debunks what you just watched. It's just like whack-a-mole debunking going on right now. So, enjoy PSYOP season, I guess.
Just gave me a great idea, Hesher. Halloween this year, it falls on Friday, the day after a boiler room. You should allow yourself to pass out some of your conspiracy candy on Halloween on the show on Boiler Room that night.
So if you want
feeling brave,
if you want our conspiracy candy on that night's show, you'll have to come to the chat and say trick or treat, and we'll have a bag of candy right there. Like, oh look, little kid, look, we've got a little GI Joe, a little Snake Eyes from GI Joe here. Here's your Charlie Kirk faked his own death candy. Enjoy, kid. Go off and
can I get a piece of that? Thank you.
No, I'm out of those, but you can have an Epstein didn't kill himself. Those are very popular.
I'm tired. I don't like those. That's like candy corn to me.
How about, would you like a Tom Hanks is in Guantanamo? I've got one of those right here.
Oh, dude, those are so good.
Yeah. All right, we can have some fun with that. All right, well, with that, I'm spent, Ruckus. Do you got anything else you want to throw out there tonight?
No, actually, that was succinctly put there. That was great what you just did. We come full circle, and we came full circle again. Yummy.
That's right.
I pictured as you were talking about that. I pictured you on TikTok, the TikTok pregnant Hesher popping not Tylenol but conspiracy candy. There you go.
That's right. Yeah, I'm also gonna be handing out Tylenol #Tylenol causes autism candies for everybody too.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Let's not.
That'd be terrible. Anyways, no, this has been a good one. This has been fun. I don't think there was anything left in my short bus list here. Let me see. What were we discussing? I dropped like a quick list of important topics that was going on. We hit all the things. Oh, yeah. I guess we'll just mention. I'm sure this is probably something we'll be discussing with Patrick, on Sunday Wire. We'll see. But I think it needs to be brought up at least real quickly. The UK is really going through it, aren't they, with this digital ID thing? I remember on my program, Daily Ruckus, back in the day, doing a rather extensive series called VaxPass, and it was predominantly me examining and analyzing the material of how the UK government was insisting that they would never, ever, ever dare issue such a thing as a vaccine or digital passport system. No, no, we would never. And then 3 weeks later, they were like, hey, we got this great idea, everybody, because of the vaccine. We want to put it. They're like, whoa, hold the phone, buddy. Just a little while ago, you were saying you would never do that. And there was this consistent back and forth argument battle over these passports. And fast forward to 2025, and the argument is here again, except this time, lo and behold, not over the chicken woo flu cough thing. Nope. Not at all. It's over. We got to keep kids safe online, obviously. So now we got to force the entire citizenry to sign up for a digital. Whoa, slow, hold the vote. So yeah, they want to. They're going for it. I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of pushback. This is a developing story. I'm only halfway reporting it here, but if you know, you know. If you in the UK, you definitely know. You definitely know, and this serves as a warning sign to the rest of the world. We cannot allow the UK to fall on this one. That will be the shot heard around the world as far as technocracy is concerned. So definitely look into that, folks. If you haven't heard about it at all, do your own research. But I don't think you need me to tell you, if you're a viewer of this program, that digital IDs being forced on you by your government is not a good thing. So, yeah, just wanted to bring that up before we go, Hesher.
Yeah, absolutely. Digital IDs, right there with the digital currency. And what's the other third leg there? They got the digital ID, the digital currency. Why am I blanking on the other one? I don't know.
UBI, social credit scores.
Yeah, UBI. There you go. UBI.
Tracked
Thank
and
you.
traced, surveilled constantly. Big Brother's watching you. You 15-minute cities. Eat the. Oh, I won't say that. Eat the slop, the AI lab created garbage. And
Follow the
all of that
WEF
stuff.
plan.
Yep. All
Own
of the
nothing
things.
and like it.
Yep. The sustainable development goals. We have an agenda and a date to keep. 2030. That's only 5 years away, everybody.
Right. I'd say the one thing that I found like just kind of gave me like one of those Billy Idol smirks watching Donald Trump talk to the United Nations was him sitting there telling them that climate change is a scam. I don't know if you know this, but it's a scam. All that stuff. I was just like, wow, okay, so I mean, did that become such a meme and such a joke to so many people that now like the GOP owns that talking point? Like, and the funny thing is they never like show any information about it. They treat it like it's part of a meme war. Like they don't like people take it very seriously because they've had decades of indoctrination about it. And these guys, they just, you know, they clown them. They make them feel stupid and less than when they could be informative about it. And that's why I think, it's disingenuous, it's more politicized bullshit. It's like something important that's supposed to bring people like us into the fold. But it's like we know what would be required to actually unfuck that problem, which is what I just said, basically. And that's not what they're doing. So just another example of politicization of something that shouldn't be political and been weaponized against us. And now it's so old hat that they can just talk about it like, yeah, oh, you didn't know? Oh, you're so stupid. Your whole base didn't know that, moron. I mean, come on. Like your whole base just came to that conclusion in the last couple years, thanks to people like us who have been being called nutbags and tinfoil hat wearers for over a decade. So you're welcome. All right. Well, Ruckus, it's been fun tonight, man. And I will look forward to seeing you on Weaponized News tomorrow with Sam Chaney. Shouts out. Go subscribe to Weaponized News on X and Rumble. And you'll probably see Ruckus and I on Sunday Wire this Sunday, which can be found at 21 Wire on X and 21stcenturywire.com on the interwebs. So we'll see you there, and we'll see you back here for another Boiler Room next week. Ruckus, over to you, man. Get us out of here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. God bless each and every one of you. May God save this republic. Ruckus out.
That's the I love you, not the devil's sign, but I'll flash them both, man. I don't give a fuck. Thanks, Ruckus. Great having you here with us tonight, and thank you for hanging with us out there on X, on Rumble, on YouTube, and going out to all the audio pod streams and all that good stuff. We sure appreciate you hanging with us for the show. You can support us at alternatecurrentradio.com/support or /store. I think it's store or maybe it's shop. I don't know. I'll get a banner for that. And hey, we'll see you next week for some more Boiler Room. And like I said, we'll see you Sunday for Sunday Wire too. Peace out.
That's it. Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.